Diddy.
Dumb diddy do?
Dumb diddy.
Okay, all right. Tony, thank you very much. Everybody tune in tomorrow. Listen for doo-wah, whatever he said, and remember the score of this winning match, and you'll win those balls. Tony, thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Dave.
You guys are doing a great job for us. Thank you. Well, Nick Vogelgesang starts the way Nick likes to start, and that's with a strike. And Riga Kalfas has to come out and match him shot for shot, and he knows it. I don't think there should be any problem. Slick look and roll on that one. Riga is right on track, and there's his lovely wife that Jennifer always wants to keep handing money to.
That's right. If you ever want to emulate somebody's style, this is just a classic style to emulate. Look, he's solid at the line, maintains his position all the way through the ball. And you can see what the roll does. I mean, that talks for itself right there. Pin action, pin action, pin action.
Oh, a little reaction out of Riga.
I love it. Whew.
That's about as excited as he gets, folks. So you got to see it early. Both players starting the game with a strike. Riga left-hand lane. What do you think?
He really got that out to the very, very edge. And it may have just been just a hair wide.
It's like an area check, right, Jen? How far can we go with this?
Made it back, too. Riga's concentration, too, is something to be seen. Very much contrasting to Nick Vogelgesang, who just kind of gets up and throws, but that's good for Nick because that's conducive to his style. He creates area by that. He uses his natural ability, where Riga is more of a counting boards type concentrating player.
Absolutely. You couldn't have put it any better. Absolute power. Nick Vogelgesang will do it to you time after time again. His head pin and 3 pins. Take a look at it here. The head pin center your screen. Keep your eyes on it as the ball goes through. And the 2 pin right there. Now that's a 2 pin. Coming across, takes out the 7, hacksaws the 9 out. Multiple pins going in several different directions. That's the way you maximize the power, and Nick is power personified.
He, for a long time, has just been one of the top players in Cincinnati and abroad, really, as an amateur, of course, winning the Super Bowl high roller for a cool 100 grand. Like I said, with his match against Scott Kramer, both of those guys are just naturally talented bowlers. They have a wonderful release that is very effective with the pins.
And you so aptly pointed out, Jen, contrasting styles. Riga Kalfas, deliberate, schooled, almost mechanical in his approach to the game, and he strikes. Here comes Nick Vogelgesang. Takes no time, sets the ball, wails it. Mr. Free Spirit himself, but both players can score well, and they can also lose it and go in the tank, but they look good today.
Of course, as we mentioned, this is our Stones Lane show, and David, they have a pretty good tournament going on there that's been going on for years. Yeah. Every St. Patrick's Day.
Aye, the luck of the Irish is with Riga on that shot, but we want to tell you just a quick here is March 16th and 17th. For $1,000 first place. Look at this approach down at the line, super angle, comes in and slaps it out. Nick on the right hand lane gets it way too wide.
You don't see Nick throw too many errant shots. Anyway, March 16th and 17th.
Yeah, March 16th and 17th. There's a grand for first place. $1,000 first place, a team event, and they have shifts for from 10 a.m. all the way up to 6:30. So call Roger out there at Stones, and he'll set you up.
Or Janet.
Or Janet.
His sister.
Great tournament. Nick, good job. Take a look at this. He throws a backup ball into the 1. And then ricochets it into the 10. You will not see that anywhere except here on BPA
David,
King of Bowling.
was he trying to do that?
Oh, absolutely. No, he does that quite...
You think with his speed it wouldn't deflect that far?
No, he practices that shot, Jennifer, and I've seen him do that hundreds of times.
That is so talented.
He shoots his baby split the same way. You know, but to careen off the head pin all the way back to the 10.
It's a long way to go. That's just how talented it is.
That's right.
That's just all there is to it.
Leave it to Nick to come up with something new and exciting to show the folks at home, right? I think we've gone down a lot of the players that have been making money on Saturday and Sunday in the King of Bowling. Remember, the weeks are coming down quickly as we see a close-up shot of Riga fitting his hand into the ball very deliberately. But the weeks are shutting down, so if you want to get out and bowl in the qualifiers, there's still time. 761 BOWL will give you all the information. Oh, Riga.
Wow. Really going through the heart there. I think he just set it down a little early, got a little bit right of his target. Of course, he is the king, and Nick doesn't have anything on Riga because he's appeared 22 times and averaging 2-2-2. Something about those twos, and he'll take 2 there.
Well, this is going to tighten things up, but we were starting to talk about the tournament, Jen. Already, to date, they've set aside for the finals prize money. Now, the finals include all the people that you've seen on the show. They will get together a couple days before the final show, which is going to be out in Glenmore in Cheviot this year. And already there's $3 grand stacked away in special prizes for that part of the tournament. This is a great tournament. Come on out and play.
We had Alicia Himmler coming in second this week, and winning was Teresa Bailey for $100. So women, don't you forget, there's prizes for you too.
21 pins is the deficit for Riga Kalfas. Almost a tragic move leaving the 7-9, but the 9 falls out late. He'll change balls, go to the harder shell blue ball, skid that across the lane. And I didn't see him practice this. Hopefully he's not going to hit that big puddle of oil. He's okay.
He went more to the left of it, yeah. Some other high qualifiers in the 189 and under division that I didn't mention, and I'd like to, is Chris Luby and Gil Hundley, Curtis Hendricks, and Charles Nance. We'd like to congratulate them. They had some great bowling this week at Stones.
The ball is just not finishing the way we're used to seeing Nick's ball finish. I'm confused, and he looks confused.
Going after the difficult 2-8 spare, but Nick's shot this thousands of times in his career. Of course, when they are a little bit more concentrated oil in the middle, that does increase the missing value of that spare.
Now watch this. The ball skids, 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 skids. See, it's still skidding. And it's only until like about the 55-foot mark, Jen, is it going into that hard, strong roll that we're used to seeing Nick throw. Now, he's going to have to contend with that. See there, again the same thing. The ball is just not making that left-hand move that we're used to seeing. Now, a couple of reasons why this might be happening. The lane dressing is moving down the lane. Let's here, watch it again. It should be turning left right now. And see it back off again. Boy, if we had one of those fancy, expensive telestrators like the National guys.
We could make some X's and O's.
Yeah, we could make a lot of X's and O's there. But, I mean, Nick's looked back at us in confusion. But I
know the feeling. It is frustrating, especially when you're the good quality bowler that he is, and you're not even sure what to do.
Absolutely. Riga Kalfas, on the other hand, is taking a more direct line down the lane, and the finish that neither player's really seen is going to affect him less because he's not taking the ball away from the pocket.
And the only reason he's trailing by 18 is because he did have that open frame where Nick has filled every one.
There it is. That's
an excellent shot. Smacking his hands. He's ready to get aggressive and take this on to another win as king.
Riga Kalfas, a smart player. He's not the power player that Nick is. No. Nobody would ever insinuate that. Is he smart? Yes. Riga knows his game. 18 pins at this point. A strike working for Riga Kalfas. He can cut that to 8 pins if he strikes here. Let's see if he's got it figured out, Jen. Straighter down the boards, using the angle to come in.
Going just a bit high, but that just as easily could have struck, or just even more as easily could have went high for a big split and another open. Not a bad adjustment to leave a 4-pin. Anytime you're doing that, you are close.
Nick looking at his opponent's remaining pin. knowing that he's going to bring this back easily. There you see the Pepsi BPA scoreboard indicating that Nick is 18 pins to the good with 3 frames yet to go. And
that was a great shot, David.
George, he's figured it out.
He got the roll to be created much earlier on the lane, probably somewhere around 45 feet as opposed to 55 feet.
Well, let's count it down. Let's see where it starts to straighten out and then turn left. Right?
It is right there.
Even it's still just a hair of a hesitation.
Yes.
So that means we've got travel down to the end of the lane. That's not bad. There it is again. That's not bad. So don't complain to management. Don't complain to the lane guy. Take this game. Take what it gives you. Work with it. That's what makes it so interesting. Constantly changing, even though you're in the same building, right?
It's challenging, and I tell you, I love the challenge. And no matter what, you're always playing on the same surface as your opponent, so...
That's correct. So if you're going to whine, do it some other place, because we don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
173 in the 8th frame for Nick. Riga Kalfas registering 135 in the 7th with a spare up in the 8th. Don't go away. We've got 2 frames for Riga, and he can put the pressure on Nick if he strikes right now. Yes. Okay, come on, Rig. There's the wife rooting him on. Let's take a look, if we can, at the release. Watch the release right there. Gets through the ball, stays down right about the first arrow of the 5th board. This ball comes back strong, no deflection, and a messenger just in case there was something left. Well, we've got 18 pins Riga needs to make up. He's got the strike working in the 9th. With the first strike in the 10th, he cuts it to 8. We've got a match, Jen. This is what we like to see in the championship round.
Excellent. 2 different types of strikes, both with the same result. He can go out for 215. Of course, Nick has posted a 173 in the 8th with a spare, so it's going to force him to strike in the very first ball in the 10th.
Well, Riga Kalfas right now needs to strike on the 2nd ball in the 10th to force Nick Vogelgesang to spare. He's got it. They're all done now. That's it. He's got to throw this one. Let's watch. Too wide. Way too wide. Well, it's not over yet one way or the other, but it changes the complexion quite a bit. You can tell that she wasn't too happy with that shot. Here he gets outside of his target. The ball sails and sails and sails. Never does come back. Cleanly makes the spare, but too little, too late. He really needed a strike there. He's got 201, all finished and all in for Riga Kalfas. Nick Vogelgesang, as long as he doesn't hit his ankle. And he didn't.
Needed 9, he got 10.
Well, we're always pleased to see bowlers bowl well, but these bowlers bowled smart. It's always enjoyable to watch 2 guys that are very knowledgeable about the game have to dig a little deeper, go the extra mile, and figure out what's going on, and then make it happen.
And if you would like to become a smart player, David, the best way to
Yes.
do it is to just go and bowl. And of course, the summertime's coming up, and there's leagues forming at every BPA center. It's a short-term league, so it's not a real long commitment, and I think it's just a great way to get some extra practice in and work on your game.
Well, there we have it. A new king, Nick Vogelgesang, 213, defeating Riga Kalfas 201. What a match. Stay tuned. We're going to be giving out some checks here in just a couple of minutes. We'll wait for you.